First thing I want to start off with is apparently you guys went into halftime and made a very concerted effort to run the ball. I had you in the second half, 35 carries, 202 yards, 300 yards rushing for the game. In a game like this, what were the adjustments and what was the discussion like?
Well, if you looked early in the first half, we were able to establish the run. I thought Chance was really efficient in the passing game as well. I feel like we were able to do both. But there were 2 drives prior to halftime. Obviously, the last one we had to go hurry up. I think we had 1:20 to try to score. Got it down to the 1, didn't get it in. But the drive before that, we were running the ball like we were earlier, but got out of a rhythm. I think we had 3 or 4 penalties, pushed us back. It was like 3rd and 21, had to punt. Then they scored. The momentum had shifted there. But going into halftime, really the biggest adjustment was just getting the whole program's demeanor from down here back up to here. And what I tried to do was I tried to just give everybody perspective about what was going on and what we could still do coming out in the second half. And boy, our kids did that. And I feel like the offensive line and our H-back position and just running the football, that was the edge that we had this evening. And we were able to really, really do that the second half. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's what we kept doing. And, shout out to the receivers and quarterback too, because the guy on the radio, he told me Chance didn't have any incompletions in the second half. But there were some times where Hoover made some good stops and we had to throw the ball. And my goodness, the play that him and Brad had on the 4th down, that was nuts. The play before that, I caught a slip screen because they had been sending boundary pressure just repeatedly, and they just sat on it and played it well. And I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but yeah, the kids just came out the second half, believed in what we were doing, and we were able to get some stops and some turnovers and run the football.
Take me through that 4th and 16 play, because I had Brad and Chance break it down. But there was a bad snap there, which they got the sack there, and then they got another sack. So no pressure there. Chance was able to kind of extend the play a little bit and find Brad. What did you call and what did you see?
So I called a 4 vertical pass play, except I made a little adjustment in the huddle before we went out there. I had our Z receiver run a shallow across the field in case they just sank. And they did somewhat do that, but Wyatt was able to pull a safety in a corner a little bit. And Brad, where we were in trips to the left, he had an over route to the other hash mark, and Chance scrambled, and they just kept, fading to the corner, and Chance put it up, and Brad made a wonderful play.
You guys on the opposite side, you held them to no yards in the first half, and some of that, rushing, 13 carries, no yards, and some of that's sacks. But just talk about the ability to take away the run in a lot of aspects, because you knew coming in, Fisher's a very dynamic running back, one of the best in the state, and he had a couple plays, but not really so much in the run game.
Yeah, I thought our box kids did a fantastic job, and. Shout out to Hoover staff. I thought they did a really good job dialing up some trick plays and some, I guess you call it an opportunistic situation. And it was able to keep them alive and get some points on the board. And the Grigsby kid, he's tough back there. He can make plays with his feet. He's fast. And they got a lot of receivers that can make plays too. But, anytime you can make a team left-handed and, they can't run the ball, I'd say it's hard for the opponent to win. So shout out to our guys. They did a great job with that.
Really leaning into Brad playing running back there, especially in the second half. I think he had 18 carries. Take me through that decision, because I kind of felt coming into the playoffs like that was probably, with the way teams were playing him in the passing game, if you wanted to get the ball in his hands, it was probably going to be in the run game more, and that was kind of what it was about in the second half.
Yeah, well, it was a combination of stuff. I found I don't want to say it was a weakness on their team, but I feel like we had an advantage on the right side of the line with Landon Moore and Jimmy, and we were using the H-back some. Crane and Caleb were in there. Our kids were just running really hard, all of them. And, once we were able to chunk them down the field, we were using tempo, slowing it down. We had one drive, I think it was like 19 plays.
19 plays, 80 yards.
Yeah, I don't know how many minutes it was, but
almost 10.
Yeah, and
12 seconds short of 10.
Those the linemen, we call them the silverbacks. That's what they want. They want to run the rock. So I think we just found our groove with that, and we stuck with it, and we were able to put a lot of points up in the second half, and we just stuck with it.
Another thing that stands out, the turnovers. I mean, they've had some weaknesses on special teams, but that really felt like you forced a fumble there and you get great field position. That kind of felt like it was a huge turning point.
Oh, yeah, it was a big swing. I feel like, in the first half and early in the second half, I feel like they were winning the kicking game. We gave them a short field a lot, but causing the turnover and on the kick return and Brady's pick, that was huge in their territory, gave us a short field. The momentum was back and forth tonight, but like you said, those were huge plays.
Asked you coming in, what would be your favorite chess match from this game? So, reflecting back on it, I know you got to look at the tape a little bit more. What was your favorite part of that battle?
Oh, man. It was a lot. Defensively, we were trying to present, some man looks, some zone looks, and I feel like we were able to get him off balance a little bit. We were able to pressure him some. They still did a fantastic job. Joey pulled out like a double reverse flea flicker screen to set up a touchdown. I was just like, we didn't work that this week. So, ain't nothing you can do about that. But, the offensive chess match on my end, whenever we were into a rhythm, I feel like we were able to pass the rock and run the ball. Defensively, they did a lot of what I thought they would do, and, the prep paid off.
We talked earlier this week. You said, you might press the button with the offensive line about how they kind of manhandled them last year. You kind of did to them tonight what they did to your guys. Was that a point of emphasis? And, how do you think the guys feel being able to win that way? Brad said that he enjoyed winning that way, but I got to imagine it feels special.
So, Tyler, you talked to me earlier in the week, and I said I hadn't really said much, but yesterday after practice we watched some film, and that's what it was all about. I wanted to challenge the kids, but at the same token, let them know what they were. And coming into the game, I told our kids, I was like, last year you got punched in the mouth. You didn't have a sense of urgency about you. But the beauty of it is Hoover hasn't played this team yet. So I feel like our kids really responded to that, and they played with a big sense of urgency tonight. And I feel like they're really, really physical and violent. So they accomplished the objective at hand. So it was cool to see.
You talked a little bit about the kids in the box. Can you tell me who stood out there?
On defense?
Yeah,
on defense, we'll start with the 3 D linemen. You got Caleb, JD, and Damian. Coach Dave Smith, he rotates some guys in there too. You got Landon Moore, Colton Shockley. I think Riley Bell's probably out there some, but Brady and Landon on the inside, they did a great job. We knew coming in we had to stop power and counter in the run game, and like Tyler said, first half it was 0 yards. I don't know what they had the second half. I know Grigsby had some.
They're late. He got a couple.
Yeah, they're late. He got some good runs. They schemed some really good stuff up too, where they fake. It wasn't really speed option, but they were faking toss, and he was creasing us. And our outside backers too. I thought they did a good job putting pressure on the quarterback and defending the run as well.
And coming down to that third quarter drive there, the touchdown play. Just tell me what you saw as that play started. As that play started.
You talking about the one in the corner of the Brad?
Uh-huh.
It was 4th and 15, so I knew we had to do something intermediate to deep down the field, so we called our four vertical concept, and I tagged the shallow route to try to either pull a guy away from the over route, which is what Brad was running, or to give Chance an outlet if everybody sank. And Wyatt, he's really good with the ball in his hands, so I figured if the backers and the safeties and the corners all sank, he could catch the shallow route and get busy, maybe get the first down. But I think Chance got a little bit of pressure, flushed to the right in the pocket, and Brad's over route carried to the back corner of the end zone, and Chance just made a terrific throw. He put it up and gave him a chance.
It was double coverage. Did you panic a little bit when you see that ball go in the air?
Not really. At that point, it is what it is. 4th and 15. It was double coverage. What had happened was, I want to say the linebacker stuck to Brad and carried him, and the safety kind of got twisted up a little bit, and he sank back, but Brad had already beat him. So Brad did have some space. There were two guys on, but there was a little sliver of space in the back corner of the end zone, and Chance put it on. I mean, those kids are they're special. They're dudes.
12 games in, obviously, the penalties kind of are what they are. You know, they come with it. This might be a reach, but do you feel like kind of being in that situation, like where you're constantly facing those long down and distances, might help you in a situation like that? Or it's like, okay, we're kind of used to, I think you joked about it earlier. It's like, I'm getting really good at calling 1st and 20 and 2nd and 20. And now, you're good at calling 4th and 16.
Yeah, man. And yes, that's about all I can say. It's just part of it, man. And I know I'll tell anybody this. Our kids are really great kids. They're not out there maliciously, like, I don't know, doing bonehead stuff. But they are teenagers. Their emotions get high. And like Jimmy Bowling, we ran a sprint out pass. He was 10 yards down the field. Like, he's not doing that intentionally. I think it's just heat of the game. I mean, it's a lot of pressure. I don't know how many thousands of people were here, but, it's just part of the game, and it happens. And I tell the staff and our kids, we just got to move on from it the best we can. But when it comes to discipline and stuff like that, we address it. We face it head on. We show it on film. We run for it. We do everything. If it's really, really bad, we take them out. So, I mean, we're doing everything that we can. And there's been some games on the back end of the season where our kids did really, really good. We had, I won't say less than 5 or 6 penalties, but some of these really emotional games that we have some lulls where it gets crazy, like the one drive where it's like first down, comes back. But, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it in that moment.
Mosser, 5 touchdowns. He's the guy you want to come up big when you need somebody to come up big.
Yeah, he's the guy. I just talked with a radio guy, and my philosophy on offense is players, not plays. So Brad, however we move him around on the chessboard, and once we start taking them out, that's what we stick with. Whether it be him catching a bubble or an over route in the back of the end zone or handing it to him on inside zone and power. And, I mean, he just does his thing. And what's cool about Brad is he don't care how he gets it. Snap it to him, hand it to him, throw it to him, kick it to him, whatever. And it's been cool to coach him.
Thoughts on either RCB or Spring Valley? What do you know about those teams?
I knew Spring Valley. I know their head coach, Coach Dingus. I mean, he's one of the best coaches in the state, so they'll be really prepared. They'll be really good. They'll be really physical. Robert C. Byrd, I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about them besides where they're located, the conference they play in. And I'll say this, that Clarksburg, Bridgeport, Fairmont area in the Mid-Ohio Valley, there's a lot of really good football in that area. So whether it be Fairmont Senior, Robert C. Byrd, Bridgeport, whoever, North Marion, I mean, they all bring it. So both of those teams, whoever we get, it'll be a dogfight like tonight. There's a reason they'll be in the state semifinals.